King of the Road Productions proudly presents a Dustin and Donice episode of the Jim King of the TV show. Southeast Texas style. During the half hour, we'll check out Dustin Sonye live in Orange, Texas. Before you went on your own, you were with a friend of mine, Jamie Bergeron, the Kickin' Cajuns. We actually got him here in Orange a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, we played at competing clubs last night.
The grass ain't always greener on the other side. But to think that I still love you, girl, you must be blind.
And Donice Moras live in Mauriceville, Texas. We'll feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. We'll also wear the Southeast Texas debut of Asleep at the Wheel's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And Tim Burge will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches. Howdy and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4 and the CW. I'm Jim King of the Road. Make plans now to be at Letcher Theater in Orange, Texas for the 50th anniversary tour of Asleep at the Wheel on Saturday, October 16th. Get tickets in advance at letcher.org. King of the Road Productions is honored to be promoting this concert, and of course we play Asleep at the Wheel often on King's Country at kingscountry.net. In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this. Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere. Stream King's Country Internet Radio on your PC, smart speaker, mobile device, or in your vehicle with your Bluetooth connection. King's Country is streaming worldwide on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, and at kingscountry.net. And stream the multi-award-winning and nationally recognized Jim King of the Radio show middays, Monday through Friday, on King's Country at kingscountry.net. It rules. Now ride shotgun with me to Orange, Texas. We always cruise Cadillac style, as seen and heard on Southeast Texas TV and radio.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road show.
Oh, hi, folks.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road. Well, my mama met my daddy 99 bam. Daytime and auto mama, here I am. On the bayou on the Texas line. Love of Louisiana, I was raised on jambalaya. Before long, just get on my hand, time my guitar and my own band. When I was 2 years old, turned 15, I was stealing the show. On in the barn, all them girls are pretty. It didn't take me long to learn that I was born to go. When I was 18, went to Hollywood. I met Elvis in Maryland and Johnny B. Good. A guitar playing like the California sun, with Cadillac and it's too much fun. Ain't no such thing. We were playing them balls, jamming then. I moved it on over to MGM. This is the boy I'm telling you about. I lit a cigar and I stuck my hand out. I said, what's happening?
Dustin Sonye, great to see you over here in Orange, Texas.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good. You're like a regular in our Southeast Texas area.
It seems that way lately, man. We're out here almost every other week, I think.
If you're not at one of these festivals, you're at a club somewhere in Southeast Beaumont a lot.
Beaumont, Silsby area. We were all over.
Yeah. Sawdust Saloon, I know you played there quite a bit.
Yeah, we do Sawdust a good bit. We do Honky Tonk up in Silsby, and I love it out here.
Yeah, not too far from your neck of the woods. You're from Lafayette area.
Right, yeah, we're a little less than 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. You've been at this quite a few years now, over a decade, I believe, on your own.
On my own. I started in 2006. I started my band, and we jumped around for years and years and years, and you know we finally got the right guys together, and it's taken off, and it's awesome.
Before you went on your own, you were with a friend of mine, Jamie Bergeron, the Kickin' Cajuns. We actually got him here in Orange a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, we played at competing clubs last night.
Yo, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. But to think that I still love you, girl, you must be blind. Someone else's car gives me so much more you can give, and it's killing me to find the words I need to call it quits. Well, it hurts me so much, girl, I know how hard you tried. I know I said I loved you, but I lied. And I knew I'd be the reasons for those tears you cried. I know I said I loved you, but I lied. Yes, I did.
Still to come, we'll air the Southeast Texas debut of Asleep at the Wheel's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. We'll also feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. And Tim Burge will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Fort Natchez. But next, we'll cruise to Mauriceville, Texas and check out Donice Moras live.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
7 nights to rock. I got 7 nights to roll. 7 nights I'm gonna show my face with a different chicken in a different place. 7 nights to rock. I got 7 nights to roll.
The Lutcher Theater kicks off its 42nd season on October 16th with 10-time Grammy winner Ray Benson and Asleep at the Wheel. Join us in celebrating 50 years of Asleep at the Wheel, Saturday, October 16th. Tickets at lutcher.org.
Seven Oaks Event Garden is a Southeast Texas listening room located in LaBelle, Texas. Be there on Tuesday, October 12th to see Carrie Welling live. You can find their full series lineup and details about their listening room at sevenoakseventgarden.com.
Red Wagon Cafe at 445 Freeway in Viner is serving up delicious dishes in king-size portions.
All-you-can-eat buffets are Friday for lunch and breakfast on Saturdays and Sundays. My favorite lunch special is Pork Chop Tuesday. The fried pork chops are fantastic.
It's real good. I enjoy it. It's awesome. Pork Chop Day.
Sink your teeth into delicious fried catfish with all the fixings on the Friday buffet.
Red Wagon Cafe, 445 West Freeway in Viner.
Cruise to Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie, the first weekend after the first Monday of every month. Larry's Old Time Trade Days, where you can find it here.
How about we do some old Merle Jam? Can't get enough of Merle. I was working the Holiday Inn. I was sitting with the gig that would last me throughout the weekend. I was singing a new song I wrote on the way to town. She came through the front door, found her place to sit down. I could tell right away she liked the words to my song. She stared at my big guitar, followed my fingers too long. And she had a likeness of a girl that I'd seen in my dreams. The lines can do wonders for makeup and faded blue jeans. And the last thing I needed was somebody messing sing bad and fall out of love with guitar. And blew all my chances at being a big singing star.
You grew up in Southeast Texas, Vidor area?
Yeah, Vidor.
Yeah, because you've always resembled Clay Walker a little bit.
No, don't say that.
You've had that comparison many times.
I've heard it a couple times.
Yeah, you kind of even look like them and sound a little bit, same kind of vocal quality. But when you were a young guy, you used to go to Cutters where Mark Chestnut and Tracy Byrd were, and you just studied what they did, huh?
You know, I was too young to get in, but my dad would bring me in.
He's a musician too.
Yeah, my dad's a musician. He plays steel guitar. Yeah, Donice Sr. And Hattie would let me in the door. And I'd just sit there. And for a while there, Mark and Tracy were both there at the same time before Mark went on the road.
Yeah.
And it was like going to school to me. I just sat and picked apart their show and took what I liked and what I didn't like and tried to incorporate it into my own.
Did you grow up singing?
I did. Dad started me on the guitar when I was 6, so I had me a few. I had an Elvis record, Gene Watson record, and a Waylon record, and I wore those suckers out.
LPs, huh?
Yeah, I just play along with them and sing with them.
Well, I appreciate your time. I know you got to go on stage.
Yeah.
And good luck with WD-40 and duct tape.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, bud.
Thank you, Donice. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
It's so easy not to care. I would try. Oh, it's wrong. It's too hot to fish, too hot for gone, too cold at home. It's too hot to fish, too hot for gone, too cold. My goodness, y'all.
Still to come, Tim Burge will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches. But next we'll air the Southeast Texas debut of Asleep at the Wheel's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. Speaking of Asleep at the Wheel.
King of the Road.
Here comes this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. Y'all ready for a great show? All right, from Austin, Texas, 9-time Grammy Award winning Asleep at the Wheel.
Oh, good evening, friends. Here's one all about miles and miles of Texas. I was born in Louisiana, down on the old bayou. Raised on shrimps and catfish, Mammy's good gumbo. You know I got the rambling fever, said bye to Ma and Pa. Cross that old Red River, this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, all the stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas, gonna live here till I die.
King of the Road.
That was this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. Since 2008, Honky Tonk Texas in Silsbee has been serving up non-stop fun for Southeast Texas with live music and delicious adult beverages. Oh, and be ready to dance your butt off to the best in local, regional, and national touring bands. Of course, Date Night is every Thursday. And don't forget about the Honky Tonk Grill. Visit them online at facebook.com/honkytonktx and at honkytonktexas.us. Honky Tonk Texas in Silsbee has been serving it all up since 2008. Where have you been?
We our world gym. Let's rock.
Bradley's Collision Center is an award-winning shop serving all of Southeast Texas since 1962. And it has been family-owned and operated by the Bradley family of Port Neches since the very beginning. Each and every one of their customers are treated like friends and family while receiving expert service. Bradley's Collision Center, 2639 Knoll Street in Port Neches, Texas. Call them at 722-9391 and visit bradleyscollisioncenter.com.
Pine Tree Lodge in LaBelle has overcome a lot in the past few years with hurricanes, floods, a demolition, and the pandemic. But the Miller family has come back better than ever. Pine Tree Lodge, where the road ends and the fun begins, in the scenic setting of Taylor's Bayou. Dance to live music Thursday through Sunday, and stop in soon for fantastic atmosphere, friendly folks, and delicious food and drinks. Pine Tree Lodge in LaBelle, Texas.
King of the road.
Howdy, and thanks again for watching the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4 and the CW. I'm Jim King of the Road. Still to come, Tim Burge will be in the Royal Spotlight, brought to you by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches, Texas. But now it's time for the Southeast Texas debut of Asleep at the Wheel's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. Of course, Pine Tree Lodge is all you'll ever need when it comes to dining, dancing, and drinking. Their fantastic menu includes delicious dishes like the whole catfish, the seafood platter, or one of my faves, the blackened shrimp pasta. They feature fabulous live music Thursday through Sunday, fantastic food, delicious drinks, that king-size dance floor, and great service. And all in the scenic setting of Taylor's Bayou in LaBelle, Texas. Stop in Pine Tree Lodge soon and tell Mike, Sandy, and Norma Miller that Jim King of the TV and radio sent you. On October 1st, Asleep at the Wheel released a brand new album, Half 100 Years, featuring classics and new songs, including many performed with such old friends as Willie Nelson, Emmylou Harris, George Strait, Leanne Womack, and Lyle Lovett. Check out Asleep at the Wheel's 50th anniversary tour at Lutcher Theater in Orange on Saturday, October 16th. Purchase your tickets soon at lutcher.org. Here comes Texas Swing Royalty, Asleep at the Wheel, with the Southeast Texas debut of their new video, Half 100 Years, as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville.
Their music is great, and it's most unusual. They're going to take us on a nostalgia trip. Ladies and gentlemen, Asleep at the Wheel.
I've missed a lot of things. I know I've missed you once again. You asked me where I've been, my friend. Well, I've been around the bend and back again and here again. I missed you, friend, I fear. It's just that I've been on the road for half 100 years. Hills and dales tell many tales. I've heard them all, my friend. With Willie, we've been back and forth. The road, it never ends. From Bakersfield, like Buck and Merle, we've lived 100 years. I tell you, friends, I've seen a lot in half 100 years. 5 times 10 or 10 times 5 times 2 makes quite a sum. Half of that makes 50 years, boys. It's been quite a run. So start the jam, roll one up and ice another beer. I'll tip my hat and raise a toast to half 100 years. Might seem long, don't get me wrong, most y'all would agree. The fashions change, they change the game, and then the locks don't fit the key. It's nothing to be feared, my friend, no need to shed a tear. It's just, I never thought I'd last a half 100 years. I watched the same sun burn the sand and melt the mountain snow. I sailed the seas and felt the breeze that only sailors know. I played the king, seen many things, that often bring a tear. You'll see a lot if you hang around for half 100 years. 5 times 10 or 10 times 5 times 2 makes quite a sum. Half of that makes 50 years, boys, it's been quite a run. So start the jam, roll one up and ice another beer. I tip my hat and raise a toast to half 100 years. Yeah, half 100 years. Might catch up to Willie one of these days. My. Hope you like it, Jamie. Half 100 years, half 100 years, half 100 years, half 100 years.
So let's get back to more music.
The legendary Pine Tree Lodge in LaBelle, Texas has been owned and operated by the Miller family since 1984. And in 1990, Southeast Texan and country music superstar Mark Chestnut filmed his debut music video there.
Well, it sure feels good to come in here and just pull up a seat.
A generation later, his son Casey Chestnut.
Frosted mud of a cool one helps to beat the heat. My son Casey Chestnut.
Since 1984, the Millers have kept it going with fabulous music, food, dancing, and scenery. Stopping there soon. Coming up next, Tim Burge will be in the Royal Spotlight, sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches.
King of the road.
Terrell's Tree Service is the king of trees.
We cut down and prune and trim and recognize diseases, and we think we do a good service for our community.
I don't believe I've ever called another tree service. Very professional, very professional.
We got a 65-foot bucket truck here. We've got bobcats and skid steers. We've got stump grinders.
Terrell's Tree Service, the king of trees. 5 Star Feeds, located at 580 Highway 365 in Port Arthur, Texas, has it all, and they are locally owned by Tina Bean. 5 Star has all the feed you could possibly need, as well as hardware, horse saddles and tack, name brand Western and workwear, and much more. 5 Star Feeds in Port Arthur, Texas. Seven Oaks Event Garden is a Southeast Texas listening room located in LaBelle, Texas. Be there on Tuesday, October 12th to see Carrie Welling live. You can find their full series lineup and details about their listening room at sevenoakseventgarden.com.
Here come Amos. Sit down on him, son. Amos Moses was a Cajun. He lived by himself in a swamp. He hunted alligator for living. He just knocked him in the head with a stone. The Louisiana law gonna get you, Amos. It ain't legal hunting alligator down in the swamp, boy. Everybody blamed his old man for making him mean as a snake. When Amos Moses was a boy, his daddy would use him for alligator bait. Tie a rope around his waist and throw him in the swamp. Alligator bait in Louisiana bayou. About 45 minutes southeast of Thibodaux, Louisiana, lived a cat called Doc Millsap and his pretty wife Hannah. Well, he raised up a son that could eat up his wedding groceries. Named him after a man of the cloth. Called him Amos Moses. Well, the folks around South Louisiana, they said Amos was a hell of a man. He could trap the biggest, the meanest alligator.
and just use one hand. That's all they got left, 'cause the alligator bit it. Left arm gone clean up to the elbow. Well, the chef called when the Donice was in the swamp trapping alligator skins. So he snuck in the swamp, he gonna get the boy, but he never come out again. Well, I wonder where the Louisiana chef went to. Well, you can sure get lost in Louisiana bayou. About 45 minutes out of the eastern tip of Louisiana, lived a cat called Doc Millsap and his pretty wife Hannah. And they raised up a son that could eat up his wedding groceries. Named him after a man of the cloth, called him Amos Moses. Sit down on him, son. Swarm on him.
Bradley's Collision Center is an award-winning shop serving all of Southeast Texas since 1962. And it has been family-owned and operated by the Bradley family of Port Neches since the very beginning. Each and every one of their customers are treated like friends and family while receiving expert service. Bradley's Collision Center, 2639 Knoll Street in Port Neches, Texas. Call them at 722-9391 and visit bradleyscollisioncenter.com. Texas Hot Country Magazine is one of the oldest magazines in the Houston area and affiliated with 2 Houston radio stations, the new 93Q and Country Legends. We target the very lucrative family-oriented country music and Texas music market. Grab the latest issue at TexasHotCountryMagazine.com and check out Jim King of the Road's new column. For Texas Hot Country Magazine advertising rates and information, please contact Leon Beck at 281-702-2242. Cruise to Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie, the first weekend after the first Monday of every month. Larry's Old Time Trade Days, where you can find it here.
Nestled between Beaumont and Lumberton, Texas, is the beautiful Book Nook Inn Bed and Breakfast. It hosts visitors from around the world. Locals love it also as a quick, relaxing getaway from their everyday life. Swimming, fishing, viewing a movie in its unique theater room, and more awaits them at the inn. It's also a premier wedding venue. Many couples have exchanged vows in front of its gazebo or its event room. Book Nook Inn hosts reunions, vow renewals, murder mysteries, and more. We hope soon you'll be our guest at Book Nook Inn.
I guess we're ready to rock. Oh, hail to the king.
It's good to be king.
You all keep it between the ditches, you hear?